Okay, I've got a question for you. What if I told you that you've never, not once in your entire life, experienced the present moment? That everything you think of is right now, well, it's already in the past. Yeah, let's get into this because we're about to dig into a really wild and honestly kind of unsettling truth about how your brain deals with time. And look, this isn't some philosophical thought experiment. We're talking hard science here. It's a fact. Neurologically speaking, that feeling of now, it doesn't exist. It's an illusion. A really, really convincing trick your brain is playing on you every single second of every single day. So here's the bottom line. Your conscious experience is always playing catch up with reality. I mean, in a very real, measurable way, you are always living in the past. You're perceiving a moment that's already gone. Just let that sink in for a second. All right, so let's talk about the lie of now. That feeling of being in the moment. It's so powerful, right? It feels so immediate, so real, so live. But that's the thing. It's a construction. It's a story that your brain is spinning just to make sense of everything.
See, your consciousness isn't like a live camera streaming reality straight to you. Nope. It's much more like a news broadcast, where the crew gathers the footage, edits it all together, and then shows it to you well after the event is actually over.
So how can we be so sure about this? Simple. We can actually measure the delay. This isn't just some abstract theory. It's a cold, hard physical fact about how our nervous system is wired.
It really all boils down to a speed problem. Your senses are all operating at different speeds. Your brain gets sound super fast. We're talking like 10 milliseconds. Touch, a little slower. But vision? Oh, vision is the slowpoke of the group. It can take up to 150 milliseconds for that visual info to get processed. So right off the bat, your senses are completely out of sync.
Think about a baseball game. When the bat hits the ball, your brain gets the crack of the sound almost instantly. But the image of the ball actually hitting the bat, that arrives way, way later. If your brain showed you that raw, unprocessed feed, the world would be a nightmare. It'd be this chaotic, jumbled mess where you hear things happen long before you ever see them.
So that's the big question, right? How on earth does your brain take all that chaotic, out-of-sync information and create that smooth, unified experience of a single moment? Well, the answer is it performs an absolutely incredible magic trick of editing.
Let's get into how your brain pulls this off. The best way to think about it is like a live TV show. You know how there's always a few seconds of delay? That's so the editors can catch any mistakes or censor something before it hits your screen. Well, your brain does the exact same thing with reality. It runs its own delayed broadcast. Now, there's a fancy scientific name for this: temporal integration. But what it really means is that your brain basically hits pause on reality. It just waits. It holds everything until all the data has arrived. The super fast sound, the slower touch, and that really slow vision. Only when it has everything, then it stitches it all together and presents it to you as now. So, seriously, picture your brain as a film editor. It's getting all this raw, messy footage from your senses. It collects it all and holds it in a buffer. That's the editing bay. Then it gets to work. It starts cutting, syncing the audio to the video, aligning everything perfectly to create one smooth, coherent scene. What you actually experience as the present moment, that's the final cut, the finished product. So it feels like we have a live feed, right? Like our brain is a camera showing us the world as it happens. But the reality? The reality is we're all watching a delayed broadcast. A very clever reconstruction of events that are already over. Okay, so that's the how of it all. But what about this so what? What does this actually mean for you, for how you experience your life? Because this is where things get, well, they get really, really interesting. And honestly, a little bit spooky.
Let's start with this bombshell. You have never seen anything as it actually happened, ever. Because your visual system is the last one to the party. By the time you actually see something happen, it's already ancient history. You're not seeing the event, you're seeing the ghost of the event, a memory that your brain dresses up to look like it's live. And this isn't just about seeing, this is about everything. When you react to something, a loud noise, someone asking you a question, anything, your conscious mind isn't reacting to the event itself, it's reacting to a memory of it. Get this, your body often starts to respond before you are even consciously aware of what's going on.
There's a great way to put it that I think just nails it. Reality happens first, then you're told about it. It's perfect, right?
The world does its thing, and then, a moment later, your brain's little editor sends a memo to your consciousness saying, hey, just so you know, this just happened.
And I mean, this just shakes up our whole idea of self, doesn't it? Your awareness is basically an after effect. That feeling you get when you decide to do something, it feels so immediate, so you. But the science shows that the conscious experience of making that choice happens after your brain has already started the action. So what does that mean? It means you, the conscious you, are the audience. You're watching a playback of your own life, always just a little bit behind the live action. So as you can see, this science doesn't wrap everything up in a neat little bow. Not at all. In fact, it leaves us staring at maybe the biggest, most profound mystery there is, one that goes right to the heart of who we think we are. And this is the final question, the one that'll really stick with you. If your consciousness, the you that you think of as you, is just getting the news report after the event has already happened, then who's driving the car? Who or what is actually at the controls, making the decisions in that tiny gap of time before you are even aware? Now that is something to think about. Thanks for watching. Reality X Decoded isn't official teaching. We simply explore and aim to stay as accurate as possible. If anything seems off or you have questions, comment below and let us know what to decode next. Don't forget to subscribe.